How you doing?
I'm good, Rampage. How are you?
I'm not bad, not bad. How do you say what is your last name?
Mulehausen.
Mulehausen.
Mulehausen. 100.
Mulehausen. I know what your last name means. I know about my history. I know what your last name means, man. I know what your family did back in the day.
Now, what did my family do then?
Your family bred mules. Mulehausen. You guys housed them mules and y'all bred them. Mulehausen. Because last names mean things like Jackson. My ancestor, whoever the fuck he was, he was a son of Jack in the village.
Really? I was just going to ask you what your last name meant, since mine means that. Yours has to mean something like that then.
Yeah, son of Jack. And then you had like Gold and Goldsmith and all this stuff. They Black and Blacksmith. They was all blacksmiths and stuff like that. But what the fuck did John Hancock do? He got caught. Hancock, he got caught doing something. Hancock got caught red-handed doing something.
Now, how are the ladies in Chicago? I'm from Chicago. I live and breathe Chicago. I've lived here all my life. And how have you enjoyed your time so far? Because following you on Twitter, it seems like you're having a great time.
Man, I'm having a great time in Chicago. The ladies are nice. I haven't been able to get close enough to one. But I think because I left my mints back in California, mainly. But I think if I would have brought my mints, I probably would have got a few phone numbers.
Don't you care? Don't you have a toothbrush? Listerine?
I got a toothbrush, but that only takes you so far. After you eat, you're supposed to pop a mint, and I have these special mints. That, you know what I'm saying? They're like me. They're the ass kickers of mints.
Now, you mean to tell me a man like yourself, worldwide MMA superstar in Chicago, the great city that it is, Chicago doesn't have your mints?
Yeah, no. You got to special order these mints. When you put these mints in your mouth, it feels like your tongue is kicking your teeth's ass.
Right now, I'm very disappointed in Chicago because they don't have your mints.
They don't have my mints, so I had to stay away from these girls. I couldn't get too close to them with this breath I had in Chicago. Because my breath was so bad, I could see it here in Chicago. As soon as I got off the airplane, I saw my own breath. It was my breath so bad, it was moving.
You know what? We're talking on a Friday, and right now I'm looking at the temperature right now on my computer. It's 43 degrees. That's not too bad for Chicago on February the 10th.
Man, I'm from Memphis, but I'm living in California, and that's pretty bad.
I'll make you a deal. You live in Chicago. You train for the whole fight here in Chicago. And I guarantee by the time you get to March 31st, you'll see 65 degrees.
No.
No?
I'm happy. I'm happy with my 70s and 80s. I'm happy with that. Thank you.
No, anytime, Mr. Jackson. And we were talking about last names, and when you hear Lawal, what do you think of?
Nipple rings. Nipple rings. That's all I can think of. Lawal, nipple rings, and leg humpings. It just come to my mind. I don't know why.
I've never noticed, and I've talked to Mo too, and you've been around him more than I have, but I never knew he had nipple rings. This is news to me.
Yeah. I guess he takes them out before he fights.
I didn't.
I would hope so. He can't fight with nipple rings. He can't fight with any type of earrings. So maybe you don't see him. But if you go back and you look at some old photo shoots and stuff he did, he got him out there.
Now, how did you? So you found it through a picture somewhere, or were you just around him and you noticed?
We both had the same sponsors back in the day, and we had to do autograph signing. And we were sitting side by side, signing out 8x10s. And I just so happened to glance over. He had a shirtless picture, looking all tough with his hands on his hips, and I think he had some lip gloss on, but I could be mistaken. But the first thing that caught my eye was the nipple rings.
Now, you talked about the autograph signing, and you guys, at the time, were friendly. You guys were you were talking about a sponsor. It was MMA Elite for the fans that don't know. And
I didn't say the name of the damn company.
I'll say the name for the fans, Quentin. They
Well,
don't know.
The fans don't need to know the name of the damn company. The company no longer sponsors me, and it's old school. Nobody needs to know the name of that sponsor.
Okay, sponsor to be unnamed. You guys were on the same team at one time, and things were friendly. Things hit a rough patch. Things seem to be a little friendly, and now things are back to square one.
Honestly, at the autograph sign, we wasn't friendly.
No,
we wasn't friendly. We had King Mo didn't like me from the first time he met me. He said that I was talking to 4 white people, and he tried to come up and shake my hand, and I ignored him, so he didn't like me.
Really?
That's where it all started off at King in the Cage. Like, he don't know who I was talking to. I don't care what color people are. If I'm talking to somebody, don't come and try to interrupt me. I'm not going to do it to you. I'm from the South. I've had manners. I'm going to sit there and wait till you're done talking. That don't got nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with manners. Have some fucking manners.
I'm gonna take it. You don't like him as a human being. Usually you're pretty mild, you're pretty jovial, but when I listen to your past interviews, when you don't like somebody, you just don't like somebody.
Well, you know what? I've tried to like King Mo because he's not that bad of a guy. Like, he'd go in there and fight. You gotta respect him. He'd go in there and fight anybody. And you gotta respect that. A man getting in the cage and stuff with about heavyweights, light heavyweights, he'll and guys you never heard of, legends. He'll fight anybody. He don't care. So you gotta respect that. But this guy just saying he won the fight because he lasted to the end bell. So that's a win for him. So he want to make this whole facade like he won the fight, and that rubs me the wrong way.
Now, you watched the fight, and, you even said beforehand, after the fact, that you didn't feel like you won. And I've watched it a couple times, and and I've talked to some people in the MMA media, and they've come to the same conclusion that they felt you won the fight. And what changed from the fight in Memphis to now to where you felt you did enough to win the fight?
I felt that I when you right after the fight, you don't know stuff will happen. I just was upset that I didn't finish him. That I didn't knock him out like I wanted to. And when you watch the fight, you see I'm the aggressor. I'm trying to bring the fight. He's backing up a lot. He's moving around. All he's doing is trying to stall the fight, and that's not a win in my book.
Now, this has been a weird road for you to end up back here in Bellator, and there was a pit stop in the UFC, and then you came back in June, and now you're here. And what is this? You're looking at about a little bit over 18 months. What has this 18 months been like for you?
It's been like a roller coaster ride. Exchanged. I got a new management. I left my old manager, the one who caused that whole mess between me and Viacom in the first place. Honestly, it was all that guy's fault. It's not my job to do contracts and read contracts and do deals and stuff like that. So it was really bad what I went through. Nobody looks at the stuff that I went through, and so I got like a real shitty end of a deal. And it was all the manager's fault. So I got a new manager, Tiki Gosson, and he's doing a great job. And now I have a great relationship with Bellator and stuff like that. So it's like light at the end of the tunnel. I was in a rocky place going through the whole lawsuit and everything, all this stuff with them, and went back to the UFC because I found out the grass wasn't greener. But then I didn't know what it was. I found out it was my manager. It wasn't necessarily the organization. Manager there was a dumbass. It's a dumbass. Probably the dumbest manager I ever fucking had.
How can you compare Scott Coker to Dana White? I know you've only had one fight under Scott and you're going into your second one, but has that been able to tell you enough about him as a person compared to Dana?
I fight March 31st in Chicago.
You do?
And I'm fighting King Mo, and I say this should be a fight where the loser lose the nipple rings. if I lose, I put the chain down for a week. If he lose, he lose the nipple rings forever.
Wait, how can you get? Wait, so you can't? So you're saying that, but you're not willing to get rid of the chain forever? The chain's your gold. It's your trademark.
I know, so I said for a week. So fuck him. You gotta get rid of those nipple rings forever. Like, I don't think a lot of women like guys with nipple rings, but his nipple rings was like the hoops. So it makes me think that he had a girl like attaching stuff to him and pulling him by it.
Now,
well, I'm assuming that it was a girl. I'm assuming that it was a girl that he's having.
Do you still want to do boxing?
Do I still like to box?
Yeah, do you still want to do boxing? Because you're seeing all these fighters.
Yeah, boxing is the only martial art that I haven't done that professionally that I know. Like, I've had wrestling tournaments, I've done jiu-jitsu tournaments, I've done kickboxing fights, and I've done MMA fights, but I've never done boxing. Do
you want to do it because you look at different guys trying to do that? Do you still want to have a professional fight in the future?
Yeah, I would love to, but I would love to start at the bottom at boxing just to see if I could even do it, because even like amateur boxer probably be better at boxing than I would be. But honestly, not a lot of people know this, but before I talked to Bellator, I talked to BKB boxing, and they just didn't see my vision, so I left out of that meeting. Like honestly, these guys don't know what the hell they're doing. I thought BKB boxing could be like a really big thing, but the people running it, they have no idea what they're doing. I could have brought a lot of eyeballs over there, and I would have been happy to box. It's like a different type of boxing ring arena. It's all different and stuff like that. But those guys have no idea what they're doing.
What is this like? Go ahead.
You should nobody ever hear of BKB. Those guys. We could have been making millions of dollars by now, but they have no idea what they're doing.
I saw a report. I saw an article, and you can tell me if it's true or not, that you're going through a battle to keep your house.
My fight is March 31st.
I know when your fight is. I know when your fight is.
Chicago, the tickets started on like $30 or $35.
$35.
Very cheap, man. Like the tickets. Very, very cheap. And if you can't afford the measly $30, which sometimes money is tight with all of us, you can watch free on Spike TV.
It sounds like you're doing okay with your money. $35. You could buy all the tickets in the arena.
I can do a lot of things, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to tell everybody my motherfucking business. That's one of the things that I can't do right now.
No, fair enough. No, I just saw that, and I felt really bad that you're even having to go through a situation like that, so I did want to ask you that.
Man, you say to people in this world, man, but, I'm not going to give into negativity. I'm just going to stay positive and focus on what I got in front of me, and that's chemo glass.
What do you do differently this time around compared to the first time around, or do you feel like you really don't have to do anything different?
Well, the first time around, honestly, I had a dumb asshole in my ear who was supposed to be my manager, but wanted to be like a know-it-all control freak and wanted to tell the coaches how to train me and stuff like that. And I didn't do enough wrestling. This time, I got intelligent people around me. I'm training with Paul Herrera, old UFC legend, and Tiki Dawson is training me. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm training with some really good sparring partners, really good wrestlers. And I'm lifting weights, and I'm getting really strict about my diet, and Congo got his weight back machine working on me. I'm doing like rehab, a lot more, and I'm just really like taking care of my body, training smarter, doing things the right way, and that's what's different from the last time I fought him.
Do you wish you would have done this 5 years ago? Train this one?
I wish I would have been with this team 10 years ago. I wish I would have had Tiki as my manager 10 years ago. I would have saved millions of dollars by getting ripped off by people.
Now, two more questions, Rampage, and thank you for the time today. It's greatly appreciated. And how much longer do you want to fight for? I've seen some stuff you did on the Chicago news stations, and you're talking either this could be it, or you're gonna do something, maybe a TV project, or maybe go.
Yeah, honestly, I got I got a lot of options. It's not how long I want to fight for. How long can I fight for? You know what I'm saying? I want to fight. I want to fight for as long as I can fight. But uh, you know, some I got a lot of options. If I get this sitcom, and should I fight and do the sitcom? Should I? Why should I? If I hook up with Joe Carnahan, the director of A-Team, he wants to do a bunch of movies with me. Why should I fight when I can just transition over to TV and television and movies? After this fight, I'm producing my own movie. I think it's a great story. It's my first time doing a movie where I created the story, and I had my brother Christian Sesma, the director of one of the last movies I did, Ventilator Diaries, directed and then help me write it. Like, if I can do stuff like this, I can find other ways to entertain. You know what I'm saying? The Rampage fans, like I don't have to keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? No matter what's going on and stuff, whatever the media thinks is going on, so that is always stuff that I don't talk about and behind the scenes, of where I don't have to fight. I don't have to fight right now, but I enjoy it, man. I love it. I'm an alpha. It's part of me, and I talked to Horace Gracie the other day at Bellator when Tito and Shea fought, and I asked him. I said, man, why you keep coming back, man? He was like, man, because I miss it. When you're not doing it and stuff like that, and you take a break, man, and you're gonna miss it. And I've talked to a couple of retired fighters, and they all said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to do once you retire. Like what do I do with my hands?
March 31st, the Allstate Arena, Bellator 175, the rematch between Quentin Rampage Jackson and King Mo the Wall. And Rampage, how do you do it? How do you win? Does it have to be a knockout? 'Cause I keep reading articles that saying you really want to win by knockout. Does it have to be a knockout for you to be satisfied?
It don't have to be a knockout, but I prefer like a referee stoppage. But I would love the perfect word. He's on the canvas, face down, drooling. I'm talking about drooling. And when his corner man, people wake him up, first thing he says is, "What happened?" That's the perfect word. But if the referee pulled me off of him, stuff like that, or he tap out or something, he can't have them, he can't take it no more. I'm happy with all the above.
Rampage, definitely a pleasure. Thank you so much for the time today. The best of luck on March 31st.
All right, thank you, man.